and so, but you know, to do this, I had to build a full online billing system and consumer, you know, sign-on system and registration and all that. And you know, so it finally took this Malayali guy to actually help me find this market segment. And you know, so in 3-4 months, like, you know, I pivoted my whole company to essentially say, okay, this is what we're going to be doing, and got them to, you know, create a billing system and this, all that stuff, and you know, started servicing Malayali customers who wanted it. But from Malayali to go to Telugu was a very short step, and then from Telugu, actually, since I had a working platform for ethnic TV channels, I found a Turkish customer who had also aggregated and had a vision, and he gave me 300 TV channels from Croatia and Bosnia and, you know, Russia and Turkey and Syria and all of those channels, Iran and Iraq. So suddenly I was streaming 600 TV channels, 7 by 24 from 60 countries to ethnic people all over the world who are all willing to pay $10, $20, $30 a month to watch their 20, 30 channels, you know. So all of a sudden, like, you know, I did globalization in a very unique way. I found the customer, and I found the market need, and I found everything here from India. I'm sitting in Silicon Valley, and for 3-4 years, you know, we've gone through $10 million and everything, and cannot find a customer. And finally, I found the Malayali customer who opened up the whole market for online TV. Now, what happened is that we were becoming very successful fast, right? And then my board of directors, just to give you the story as to what happened, is that they said, oh, now we're going to become very valuable to all the cable companies in the US. So they set us up for meetings with Comcast management, Dish management, and everybody else. And so, you know, had meetings with Comcast and so on. They gave us a $500,000 project, etc. And then they didn't do anything with it. But then Dish comes along, and you know, I gave a full presentation, and all the VPs and presidents and everybody was there in the meeting. And I told them, this is where the market is going, and there are about 250 million diaspora of different countries and different places. If they all spend $5, if you get $5 a month from even 10% of them, this is going to be $1 billion revenue stream, and this is the gross margin. It was like 60% gross margin, and you know, it would probably be a multi-billion-dollar IPO. And we were just, everything was working, and we were just, in my opinion, not that far from being the next great, you know, video streaming company. And
Google got done.
no, actually, here's something worse happened, which is, so Dish, you know, they heard everything, and then what they did was, they just didn't call me back again. And 6 months later, they launched their ethnic TV platform. And essentially what they did was, that would be fine too, I could still compete with them. But what they did was, there was a box called Roku box, I don't know how many people have heard of a Roku box. So we were the #1 on Roku for ethnic TV channels. All Turkish, Malayali, Nigerian, Ghana, all of them loved the Roku box anywhere in the world. And they were all watching this stuff on the Roku box. And I told Dish that, you know, you can have your own box or whatever, but this Roku, for whatever reason, all the different people like. So what Dish did was they went and invested $25 million in Roku, which is a startup, and they said, we put that $25 million we have to be the exclusive for ethnic channels. So basically, I get this email from Roku saying that in 2 months, all your channels are off. And you can check it on the internet, you know, everybody, they just essentially take that whole ethnic channel content, and they were supposed to be an open platform. But they gave the whole ethnic TV channel business to Dish for that $22 million investment. And here, you know, I've gone to about 10 or 15,000 subs per month. I was expecting it to get to 100,000 in 6 more months, based on the ramp I was having. And then obviously it went down. So all of a sudden, I see them looking at it and saying, Dish has got into it, they've got billions of dollars to spend, they've killed your local business, what are you going to do now? So,
would you have, when disclosure, NDAs with Dish and
yeah, the trouble is that
non-compete
most
clauses?
big companies in the same space will not sign an NDA.
I mean, but at a desperate stage, you will go there, a startup at a desperate stage.
Yeah,
sure,
all
you're not gonna
startups
go there.
have to dance with the elephant someday. You try to sell your company to the elephant tries to kill you. Tries to take that business. He might try to, if he's good, he'll just buy you out. But if he's, and if you've got some patents or something that, he must have, then he might buy you out. You might have some leverage. But in general, you will be extremely careful. And my guards were down because, I got this whole introduction from my board member. And my board member knew the VP of something at Dish. And what's interesting is they took that same VP and made him the head of this new initiative. So it was like, anyway, so sometimes you do lose.
Right now, what's the status there?
No, basically in 6 months after Dish came in, my VCs lost heart. So they put in 15 million, they were ready to, they were ready to start harvesting the hard work, and suddenly it's wiped out.
Raj,
Yeah.
is the platform still available?
Through the VC, yes, you can try, but it's,
Would we connect offline?
huh?
Would we connect offline? Would love to
Sure,
talk to you
yeah,
about it.
yeah,
Raj,
absolutely, yeah. Yeah,
that time there was no antitrust or that competition commission type of body which would prevent these kind of deal between Dish and Roku.
all of that takes time and money, and most startups don't have either. So to win a lawsuit against, now there are some entrepreneurs who are so fired up that they'll file a lawsuit and they'll do this and that, and they might win. But, mostly people just walk out and say, try something else. So, it happens, It's, that is just, in my opinion, that is, it's a far part of life, it goes on, you don't move on, yeah.
Raj, another question.
Yeah.
You mentioned this big 200-pound gorilla called Google, which everyone's scared of. But Hulu did win, Netflix did succeed, Amazon
Yeah.
got into videos. Google's not been able to crack those markets. Original content is something that Google's been tinkering and wasting money on for a very long time, not being able to crack. So anything on that?
I'm not saying, they just make the bar very high to succeed. That's all I can say. I mean, Netflix, they all have to take them on head on. Like my son is now CFO at Dropbox. And guess who he worries about every day? With G Drive and Google, and Google will suddenly give 10x the amount of free storage and that a small company like Dropbox can afford. So every startup in this intersection of internet, social media, mobile, video, search, algorithms, database, has to someday be prepared to handle Google. I'm not saying that you should get scared and not do anything about it. I personally think that people in India who are in that space have a much better chance of succeeding, and you can see China actually regards that particular space, mobile, internet, all that stuff, as so strategic to a 100-year vision of China that they basically barred Google from entering and servicing Chinese customers with solutions in that space, because they believe that it's a big enough market that Chinese solutions for search, for e-commerce, for everything will be sustainable on its own, without even getting Google's help. And they've kept it for themselves. So they've kept it for their own entrepreneurs. India has not done that. Most other countries have not done it.
It's too late. But they're doing
I don't know whether it's too late, but India doesn't think that way. And I think, as I was telling somebody, our Chinese wall is porous. Anybody can tunnel into it some way or the other. And while Chinese, wall for China in China, it's like when they decide to shut everything, they're willing to take anybody head on, right? They take Microsoft head on, they take Google head on, they take Oracle head on, Amazon. Do you think Alibaba would be there if Amazon was there?
protected.
$160 billion valuation they've created, who's now going to pull money out of USA. They're going to pull $20 billion of money that other companies in the US would have got by doing the IPO in the US. So it's like, develop the business in China, take the money from the US. It's like, but Yahoo is benefiting, so which is good. 25% is owned by Yahoo. But the point is that SoftBank is a Japanese company, they own another 30%. So it's, on the financial side, I think Alibaba is fine. But I think in terms of the business dynamics, they got a very nice situation where they could develop the market and develop the technologies and develop something that is right now better than eBay, better than Amazon, better than because it's a combination of a payment system, everything, sourcing, everything is stuck in Alibaba. And but I would say that in India we have got we don't have that shell, but the Indian market is too fragmented and too unique and so on that I don't expect Google to own every chunk of that same space. There'll be enough entrepreneurs, in my opinion, that will have nice little businesses that which might end up getting bought by Google or whatever, but they're all now trying to buy startups in India and so on in that space because they don't want to go through the effort of indigenizing and all that stuff.
Right?
Yeah.
Could you use your past experience to provide some insights on the challenges and the ways to tackle them for software platform companies who like a Zomato, like a Just Dial, or companies of that nature who really want to go global very fast, and the challenges that will arise and how do you tackle that?
Okay. So let's go through a couple more slides and then see what we need to do.
Just before we
Yeah.
move on, small question.
Yeah.
Now, since that you were into the streaming platform, did you try direct, instead of online streaming, pay-per-view or something like that? Because, say for example, I sitting here in India would really like to watch some Brazilian soaps or Italian soaps which are well known, but I don't have access to those.
Yeah.
I'm not an Italian guy. I don't
No.
even really understand that, but.
By the way, we focused on everything. We tried
You tried.
every angle. Yeah, I mean, we tried every angle. Brazil, everything. you know.
I'm just saying from a pay-per-view or, because for me, I don't really want to have a stream of Brazilian TV or Italian TV for that matter.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or I would just probably like one or two highly rated soaps
Sure,
or
sure, sure.
one or two highly rated movies.
Yeah,
that
like
probably
sports in
run it.
particular. Sports, adventure shows.
So as of now, other
Natural.
than pirating, I don't have any other way to really see it.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, that's true.
And it's very difficult to find, especially if it's Korean or Italian. I don't even understand what I'm trying to download or what I'm trying to find for,
Yeah.
look for. So,
Well, I think you found a need. You might have a startup there, because I'm sure there are a lot of people just like you.
you already have something and.
No, you, remember, YouTube has got, you know, how many trillion videos are there? Just about anything you want is there. I think the problem with YouTube is searching. Finding the right content that you're interested in is the problem. And, you know, it's like a language problem, a content problem. Maybe there is a solution to be sought there. See what I'm saying?
Right.
So basically, your ideas for opportunities are going to come from the same frustrations that you have. Yeah.
Yes, I would like to add, a senior of mine from IT Kanpur, he has developed something like this. TV is the TV product, the name is TV, and he is curating the content and something like Chromecast. So, like people who are interested could connect with him, and they have done very well with their first product.
Okay. Excellent. Yeah. No, I personally think, you know, Goku's there because in about 9 months, actually, we had built the whole platform on an Android set-top box. Because I personally felt that the logical set-top box is an Android set-top box. Because you can have apps, and you can have content, and you can have internet access, and everything on an Android set-top box directly feeding your TV. And so I moved my whole engineering to work on the Android set-top box, but sometimes you need momentum from the old Roku business to keep this one going. Correct.
Hearing quite a lot about digitization, and that digitization is the next big opportunity in India, and Indian government is going to create opportunity for 26 million.
You might want to come up.
Keep on hearing a lot about digitization being the next big opportunity.
Yes.
And I, being a non-technical,
Digital India, yeah.
big background, I really am unable to connect well that what does it mean. So if you can throw some light on that.
Well, the thing is that, you know, believe it or not, in cities like Mumbai, we are very much a part of the digital world, right? I mean, we are very much a part of the digital world. But the minute you go to rural India, which is 60% of India or more, they've got no idea what digital services are. Here, like, you know, we access our bank account, we access our stock account, we access information, we communicate with people, because we are part of the digital world. Our digital world is pretty much 80% or 90% the same as the digital world in Silicon Valley. So we're already there. But the rest of India, I mean, Narendra Modi is taking selfies, right? And putting them on Facebook instantaneously and communicating individually to 4 million or more of his followers, right, on Twitter and Facebook. So that digital India is there on the top, 100 million people or whatever. But there's another 900 million people that are not a part of digital India for some reason. And I think entrepreneurs that can solve that some reason problem, because there's going to be many different reasons, language issues, accessibility issues, whatever. So entrepreneurs that can solve those problems one by one, build up niche market businesses, and then at some point scale it up for that need or whatever, are the ones that are going to benefit from the opportunity of digital India. Because I think that's going to happen. Now the question is like which entrepreneur, and whether it'll be for MNCs or whether it'll be Tatas or whether it'll be entrepreneurs who will do that. and succeed at that. Yeah.
What about software products like, should Indian software products, there are not many which have gone global, should they try to, or like, are Indians not good at software products?
Yeah, I would say that, it's always surprised me that India is not strong in software products. It's always surprised me, and I personally think it's a lack of imagination and a lack of global awareness and initiative that has stopped us or slowed us from taking all our knowledge and packaging it into products. I think we've got all the knowledge. I mean, between our IT outsourcing projects that our engineers do in Hungary and every damn country in the world, we've got our IT engineers there. If they could just think entrepreneurially, if they can just think product on a product mindset, and if they can team up with business partners, I think this whole thing can explode. But, it's not happening right now.
Because
Right.
even in India, we don't have software products which are Indian, that are getting used as well.
Exactly. We end up using all the
Yeah.
MNC software products, right? So,
I think over there, the problem which you need is the product, is thinking about it as a product.
yes.
I think I used to work for iFlex and I'm from the valley.